Okay, yeah, ready up. We're good to go. I'm gonna hop in a party and have a good race, guys. Okay. Let's get this thing linked on our Facebook, and then we can officially start the stream of the ISRL 203 Japanese Grand Prix. I'm just gonna hop over here and while the session loads, and get me a little link. And we are posted. There are no drivers out on track yet. Not sure. I think everyone's probably fidgeting with their setups. It's the ISRL Tier 3 Japanese Grand Prix. I'm ISRL Knight. Just as I was saying, no one was going out on track. We see the first runner about a minute and a half into the session. The Ferrari of, I want to say Chris Can. It is Chris Can. So he's heading out for his outlap since he's the first driver on track. I'll keep my camera on him for now. I'm alone in the commentary booth today. Carter unfortunately could not make it, but maybe he'll be in measure of joining us at some point partway through this race. I believe, yeah, Tier 1 and Tier 2 both raced here last week. It was quite an exciting race. Lots of drama, some good overtakes. Ultimately, Jamie 1S taking the win in Tier 1, and I am unsure who took the win in Tier 2. But, yeah, it was a good race. Pardon me as I'm just sharing our stream around here, trying to get some extra viewers in. Tier 3, as I pull up the standings over here, where are they on my computer? So, Tier 3, Spoon is in the lead, but unfortunately Spoon is no longer in the Tier 3 championship. He recently took over a Tier 2 seat, and as a result, he might he might reserve from time to time in Tier 3. But that does promote UK Coxie as the current championship leader, with Jer 83 right behind him. So 54 points for UK Coxie and 50 points for Jer. And Terminal Deity inherits the third spot on the podium as Chris Can's finally starting his hot lap, going through turn 1 there. Nice swooping right-hander that you could really push, almost not flat out. You do have to lift, but push very hard through. And it does make for some great overtake scenarios where you can be side by side with another racer going all the way through, seeing who can hold on just a little bit longer. I'm going to open up the telemetry and all for you guys right now as I let's put the Coxey in the gravel. Not sure if it was getting out of the way of his teammate there, or if something did go wrong on his lap. But let's put some information for everyone out there. I'll give you guys the driver telemetry as well, as I'm still out here trying to find our post. There it is. And yeah, so far this season, I wouldn't say it's been excellent for all of these drivers. We do have, I can think of Jim Mario in the Red Bull, or actually his Red Bull teammate Killing for Cash, who probably have not had the best start of the season that they would hope for. Obviously, you always want to get a couple good but a couple good races early and really start that season off on the strong side of things, and that way, if you do slip up and you do make a small mistake later on, it doesn't cost you the whole season, and you can still recover quite nicely from that. But if you start off on the wrong foot, then you're kind of playing catch up quite a bit, and that's never good. So a lot of these guys really looking to turn their season around. I'm thinking of Killing for Cash, who definitely isn't turning that quali lap around as he goes a little bit into the grass. Let's hop over on is Terminal Deity. Yeah, I believe Terminal Deity just started his hot lap, so let's hop on board with him, as he's currently going through the S's of this Suzuka circuit, the only current figure 8 circuit on the grid, actually. So it definitely does have some unique qualities that you will not see anywhere else on the calendar. Obviously not the only figure 8 circuit in the world. I do wish we had more of them here in Formula One, but unfortunately that's not the case, as some good pace so far from Terminal Deity. He, as I mentioned earlier, he is currently third in our championship after Spoon deciding to take his talents to a higher tier in Tier 2 and potentially Tier 1. He put on a great performance last week in Monaco that really showed that he did stand out above this Tier 3 crowd, and he's going to try to capitalize, make the most of that in the higher series, as Terminal Deity coming around 130R into the final chicane here. You want to get a nice wide exit so you can cut through this one as much as possible and get a good exit going onto the main straight, because any speed that you lose in that chicane, it's going to stay with you through this main straight. As Terminal Deity puts a provisional pole time with 1:30.463. Very good time from him so far on the medium tires, no less. So far, all of our drivers who actually have set a time have started on a harder tire compound. So look for those times to start dropping a little bit as our soft runners start putting some times in. George GT is actually on the softs right now. He's going to be looking to improve his times. Let's hop over to our second place man here. Oh, that's not what, there you go. And, I do believe did he just finish a lap? It's possible he just finished one. So right on board with Killing for Cash in the Red Bull. I think he's a little bit uneasy on this setup here in the Red Bull, just out on his hot lap, on his out lap right now. We've seen him in the grass a little bit earlier today. And not looking super confident behind the wheel of that car right now. We have a Ferrari. Where's UK Coxey? There he is. He's on his out lap. He's about to start his lap. Down in 15th right now, but he hasn't set a time. He's going to be his teammate up in P3. He's definitely looking to set a similar time to that. LAS Chris Can. Filling in for Steven, who did not make it to the race in time, unfortunately. We have had a couple drivers not able to attend this race, simply because the North American clocks, which this league is based out of in Canada, set their clocks forward an hour last night. But Europe doesn't do that for a couple more weeks. And so some drivers weren't expecting it, and so they were otherwise occupied. So we do have a couple reserve drivers in right now. We do have Kieran, who just set the fastest lap in this qualifying on the 1:29.062. Very, very fast. 1.4 seconds abreast of his Renault teammate. Temporary teammate. He is one of our reserve drivers in Terminal Deity, but Terminal Deity is on those softer medium compound tires. Not to say that isn't an amazing lap as here comes UK Coxie around Spoon corner. He's going to be going, you go all out, put it into overtake mode if you were smart and saved up some ERS. It's very easy to run out of ERS here and then not have enough for that that little getaway at the start of the main straight, and it can cost you a couple of tenths, and that's looking like that's what's going to happen to UK Coxie as he's coming around. Yeah, look at that. He's already derating during the acceleration phase, and that's going to cost him a couple tenths. That doesn't stop him from going second fastest on that medium compound tire. So beating Chris Can in starting provisionally on the second row of the grid. So good lap from UK Coxie, who's looking to push his newly acquired championship lead. Yeah, good lap from him. So if he can maintain a qualifying run that's in the top 10 on those medium tires, he's going to have a big advantage going into this race. It is a one-stopper, I believe, no matter what tires you use. So you could do a medium soft or a soft medium, but this does give him more options if there's a safety car, shortly after the soft tire pitting window closes. But before his opens, then he could switch over to hard and basically save himself a pit stop. So it does offer a lot more versatility in terms of what race strategy you can use. And it's not always a bad thing to do. Now, he's coming into the pits. I was going to say, if you want to set a good lap there, that is not the way to do it. Let's run on board with Fallen Monkeys. He had a very, very strong qualifying showing last week in Monaco. Qualified fourth, was looking super strong in that Alfa Romeo, but unfortunately had a bit of a shunt during the going into Saint Devote in lap 1, turn 1. As it happens in Monaco, was unable to steer himself away from the barrier, wasn't in control of his car after that shunt, and his race kind of spiraled out from there. So he's definitely looking for a redemption run here. It's just a race that's going to put that confidence back into the drive and, go, you know what, yeah, that Monaco is bad luck, it's Monaco, and keep your head up for the rest of the season, put in some good drives, get some good points. So Fallen Monkeys here. Oh, a little bit of a weird shift coming out of Spoon corner, but he's on his outlap, so that's not going to matter too much. This is when it matters. You're setting your lap up, starting around here, you're starting to set your lap up for your actual hot lap. You want to get a nice, crisp, clean drive through the last couple corners, just to make sure you maximize the exit speed you get, because it's not going to cost too much time if with your next lap, if you do it right and you go slow on your out lap. Really basically just get a perfect exit, carry as much speed as you can through turn 1, and shave some precious tenths off of your lap time as he's going through the S's here, still on board with Fallen Monkeys in the Alfa Romeo, going a tiny bit wide there, but it does look like he will recover nicely, not much time lost. A little bit cautious through that corner. You don't want to hit either curb too hard. It is very easy to go out spinning here. You want to get as much of the inside of that corner as you can. Same with this one. They look a little intimidating, look like they're a little bit higher up, but it's very easy to just muscle the car through there and not lose too much time to braking. Nice and wide going to the hairpin. You want to hit that late apex, get a good acceleration coming out of here as we're heading into Spoon corner near the end of sector 2. Looking good so far for Fallen Monkeys. I'm not sure what his previous time is. We're going to see in the middle of that back straight there. But I haven't seen too many big mistakes here this lap. As that Williams driving off to the side to let him by. And going into 130 yards, it's important to maximize how much room you take on the outside of that track going into the corner, so you can basically have as straight a line going through 130 yards as possible. Going a tiny bit deep there on the chicane, but overall very good lap for Fallen Monkeys. We're going to see where it holds up as he crosses the line, and that's looking like P9. He did improve his lap. Ow! I just stubbed my toe. He did improve his lap slightly, but not enough to make a big difference here. out of the guys who haven't set a lap time, I did see this Williams here, one of our new drivers. In case you guys weren't aware, we did kind of go on a big, I wouldn't say a hiring spree, but we put out the call. We said we're looking for drivers, and we definitely need all the help we can get. And he's one of the guys that answered the call going into the Williams drive this week. He's actually in our tier 2. But he's reserve driving today. Looking at his pace here, is he in? Yeah, he's in sector 2 already, so we're not going to see that split for another couple turns. But looking strong so far. Maybe going a little bit deep on that chicane. Not that chicane, but that hairpin. Unique track here in Japan. Here we have some long. This is almost a straight. You're basically accelerating all the way through it. And combined with some nice high-speed corners, some S's, there's a little bit of everything on this track. You got some chicanes, hairpin. So if you want to do good on this track, you definitely just need a car. As we actually, Scarlo finally joins. He is going to be reserve, I believe, for this race, as we have recently a little bit loosened our early punishment that he incurred in Canada, where he was not allowed to reserve race after some in-race contact on the back straight. But he has improved himself. He has shown that he's quite fast. Koga, not a great lap from him. A couple of seconds off pace. I'm not sure if there was a mistake there before we hopped on board. But on the soft tires as well, he's not going to want that. The deck going very slow out of the hairpin. I think he's just giving himself a gap to the Mercedes in front. Yeah, they're of Matt's. So is Matt's not a hot lap? He is. Let's see where he goes. Kieran still in pole position there with a lap that's actually quite... It's getting challenged here as the track starts to get a little bit faster. Chris Can setting a lap time 0.099 is oof. Matt's going very wide there. I think he disqualified his lap early. He decided to hop into the pits. No harm, no foul. There was no one near him. So let's see here. Do we have anyone? I think one of the Renaults is about to start their lap. Or is it Kieran again? Yeah, there you go. So, ooh, who's that? Catastrophic had, yeah, big mistake from Catastrophic. Got right at the crossover point of this figure 8 track, right under the bridge there. Not sure what happened, but he's missing a very, very large chunk of his front wing. Yeah. 1 second. Let me, Vito, if you want. So we might get a co-commentator in here shortly, so I can maybe catch my breath and drink a little bit of water. As Kieran setting a fastest sector 1, beating his old time by about 4 thousandths of a second. But then he gets a little bit of grass there. Oh, is Alex Judd, the McLaren, going a little sideways, getting loose through those S-curves. Watch out when you enter. You don't want to get in the way of the Haas that's behind you. I think he got out okay. I think that was Muddock. Yeah, it doesn't look like Muddock had to slow down too much. And yeah, Terminal Deity on his outlap. He's going to be looking to match that pace of his reserve drive teammate in the Renault. As he's taking his lap here, I'm just going to send a quick invite to Vito, get a co-commentator in here. Get a little bit of a change of pace. So apologies for the interruption in the screen. And yeah, we're good. So... Vito should be... Apologies for the interruption. Oh, I got the stream playing in the background. So, yeah, getting into the end of qualifying here. Just a couple more drivers who have to cross the line. We're going to be on board here with, I believe, Fallen Monkeys is... oh, no, we do have a Stunik. He is not going to make... not going to make the time. I do believe Muddock is on a hot lap right now. And so we're going to be right on board with Muddock, one of the first ones to cross the line here. But it's a solid time of a 1:32.4, I believe, on the medium tires. But as he's crossed the line, he's definitely going to be looking to improve that. And he's going to... Is he going to improve that? No, he's not. So, no improvement from Muddock here. I could have sworn he was on a hot lap. We're going to go over to Fallen Monkeys, who definitely is on a timed lap. Yeah, and he's on a very, very good time lap. 8/10 down on his previous time there, going through the end of Sector 2. Good entry to the chicane. Very nice, smooth exit through the end of that chicane. He's going to be coming around the last corner here, and he's going to go 7th fastest. Very good lap there from Fallen Monkeys. We're going to switch over now to Terminal Deity, who's riding right behind him. And Terminal Deity is... in that Renault trying to catch up to his teammate, but he's derating his ERS, unfortunately, already. Is he going to be able to improve that time? No, does not go faster. Mats was a little bit faster on his time, but yeah, look at that. Stunek now finishing his hot lap, about to cross the line. And is he up on this? I missed that split there. We're going to have to see what happens here. As he's crossing the line, goes 4th fastest. Great lap from Stunek on those medium tires as well. So medium tires for Stunek, and he's still able to set his car on the 2nd row of the grid. Great drive there. As Alex Ja is coming around the last corner here, he's going to be our last car to cross the line. And no, he's going to dive into the pits. So that's the end of qualifying for the ISRL Tier 3 Grand Prix. Looks like we're going to have a Renault of reserve driver Kieran on the front of the grid. He's one of our new drivers that joined in. Weren't quite 100% sure where to place him, but he's definitely looking very, very relaxed at the front of this grid. The Ferraris 2nd and 3rd. At Suzuka here, we're going to have the Mercedes of Stunek and the McLaren of Blin Machine in 4th and 5th, our 2 highest medium tire runners. And George JT finishing out the 3rd row of the grid in the Racing Point, beating his teammate, who I don't think showed up today. Don't think we have 2 Racing Points. Yeah, we only have 1 Racing Point in the race at this moment. We do have some drivers who joined during qualifying. I do remember seeing Scar Logan joining in there. Vito, I sent you an invite. You should be in this party, man. Come on, I need my sweet co-commentator. So we are going through a little bit of a load. There you go. All right, counting down here for the start of this Grand Prix. So you can see almost a full grid. Here's Damsey got in, as well as Scar Logan. We're gonna head off on the formation lap. Riding on board with Chris Can in that Ferrari. I'm going to stay on board with him as we go through this lap here. Turn 1, we're just going to do a little bit of a track knowledge time, see how well I know this racetrack. So turn 1 here, you want to drop it just a couple gears, not too. You don't want to slow down too much. It's very, very easy to brake too early and lose a lot of speed going into turn 1. And this does affect your exit going into these S's here. Key here, you just want to keep it as smooth and as controlled as possible. If you get one turn right, it's very, very easy to just chain it into that next one. And you're not going to get through this section jagging the steering wheel all over the place, being a little bit unsure of your driving. You really just want to be smooth, collected, calm, get that steering wheel turn nice and slowly, nice and smoothly. These last 2 corners there, you can take with a lot of speed. Just got to slow down, make sure you get your line just right. And the way that racetrack is built is just kind of carry your car through that corner. You want to get a nice wide entry into the hairpin here, so you can get a good exit, because it does look like a curve, but you can actually accelerate full out basically through this entire thing all the way into Spoon. So for all for sake of the racetrack, it's basically just a straightaway. You're not going to lose too much time being behind another car. You don't need any downforce there. It's a nice wide turn, and then through Spoon you just want to get a nice wide exit. It's kind of a double apex corner there, so you get a nice big apex on the entry. You go wide into the middle of that circuit, and then turn the car tightly through the exit there. Going down the straightaway here, you just want to carry as much speed, get a nice wide line through 130R, and then you're into the chicane. Chicane is pretty straightforward. You take it like you would any other chicane here. And then you're back onto the straightaway. So no shenanigans here during the formation lap like we might have seen last week. I'm gonna fill up my water bottle very, very quickly while we wait for the lights to turn on. No shenanigans of drivers, pulling that pack back and letting the leaders go nice and far, getting their tires nice and cold by the time they got to the start of this race. As the cars are now lined up on the grid, just waiting for the lights to go off. Here we go. Chris Can a little bit ghosted. Not sure what happened there. Hopefully he hasn't disconnected. And what's happening here? So Chris Can gets ahead. I think we may have to do a restart here, because Chris Can's just gone off, and it looks like there was a bit of lag. And okay, let me hop over into not sure what happened there at all. I think we will probably get a restart here. There looks like there's a fair bit of lag at the start, and it basically just let Chris Can get a huge start. And if I'm looking at the instance, he did not. No, there's no penalty. So let me hop over into voice chat real quick. Guys, alright, I'm really unsure what's happening here. It looks like there's a fair bit of lag, and I'm just gonna see if Chris Can's diving into the pits here. Okay, well he's not, so I'm not sure what happened there. Chris Can did get a big head start due to some lag. We're gonna have to investigate that after the race. In the meantime, I'm gonna stay near my computer in case anyone tags me. But yeah, going into this race, okay. Lap 2. Sorry about the unexciting, a little bit confusing lap 1. We did have a VSC. Regardless, we do have a couple cars pitting here. Alex, Scar Logan, and Dempsey. Not sure if there's an incident that happened in the back of the pack there, as the safety car flag went off. But looks like everyone getting away more or less cleanly through these first couple of laps. Looks like Chris Can's car has he's flashed back in, but Kieran is catching up to him quite quickly. So even though he did get that head start, it's looking like it's not gonna affect it too much. I don't see anyone calling for a restart, so it might have just been a jump start from Chris Can that he's gonna serve his drive-through in short notice for, or there was a bit of lag, and we may just add a tiny bit of time at the end of his lap time, as Stunik very close to the back of Blend Machine. Ooh, dropping my controller. I think there was a Williams here of Kogut getting a little bit spinny under the bridge. Chris Can with a big lead. And we're going to see if Stunik can do anything here on the back of the McLaren of Blin Machine. Excellent username, may I add, as he's going through it through here. I don't think he's going to be close enough to do anything here. DRS isn't enabled yet, so he's going to have to get a really, really good exit here through this chicane if he wants to do anything. It was good. I don't think it's good enough to try anything at tier 1, so he's just going to bide his time, make sure that he's ready, and lots of ERS and whatnot. Ooh, let's not get that in there. Perfect. And he's going in through tier 1. Yeah, keeping it nice and steady. Don't want to lose too much time in the dirty air of the car ahead of you. It's very, very easy to just get caught up in a battle, lose some time to the guys behind you, and the next thing you know, you're under attack. And there's not much you can do. Got some more cars pitting. Catastrophic and Terminal Deity. Is Catastrophic changing his wing? I'm hitting the wrong side of the controller here. He is changing his wing. So, a little bit of contact near the front, I'm assuming. Looks like Blin Machine is our closest man on track as he's hunting down the Ferrari of UK Coxie, who's actually not too far from Kieran himself. So, it looks like our top group of runners here, all the way down to that racing point. I almost called it a Force India. That racing point of George AT, looking close together, looking competitive. Very nice to see so far in this grid. As yeah, Blin Machine, one of our new drivers here who answered the call for help, decided to sorry, I'm just replying to one of our drivers here on Facebook, on our Discord server. Cool. So, yeah, not much action on track right now. Looks like everyone's getting settled into their long run, getting that pace down, getting the car, you know, nice, warmed up in the right temperature window so you can pull in your long runs, get to the end of those soft tires, who I think are slated to last until about lap 10, possibly just a little bit sooner, depending on how hard they push. And we're going to see who's on what here. I do know we did have a couple of guys. There you go. Yeah, Blin Machine, our highest runner on the mediums here. So he definitely has the advantage on track right now, as Kieran's going to have to pit a little bit before him. But it's looking like Blin Machine is keeping up very, very nicely with that Renault. LAS Chris Can still ahead, but he's seeing his lead shrink ever so slightly every lap as Coxie's getting in that split stream, trying to get the car nice and close to his rival ahead. We do have a yellow flag in sector 1, not sure what that was. Doesn't look like it's still on the map. As Coxie coming into this front straightaway, he does have the DRS open, getting nice and close to Blin Machine. Is going to make a move into turn 1. He's going to think about it, but he's going to back out. Going to bide his time. He can always get closer next lap. You don't want to get your how much battery does he have here? Yeah, so he's pretty well off on the battery. Got a little bit more than Blin Machine, so he's going to be able to make at least a little bit more of an aggressive push. He gets a little bit loose that rear end there through the S section of this circuit, but it hasn't looked like it's cost him too much time. He's going to be saving his ERS a little bit through here. Math, our only, no, there's 3 guys in the back there that pitted, but running nicely on those hard compound tires in 9th place, so he's good for a couple points for Mercedes today. His teammate, Stunik, looking very nice in 5th place. But look, it's looking like this our closest battle on track right now. Everyone else is kind of forming a gap. This track is known for being a little bit hard to follow on. It's a lot of high-speed corners, you know, and you lose that downforce, and the car starts sliding a little bit towards the outside of that track and the outwash of the car ahead of you, and you lose a little bit of time. So this is a track where power does matter, but so does, more than anything, so does track position. So you don't want to be the one attacking, you want to be the one defending here in Suzuka. As another yellow flag, not sure what that is, but looks like the Alfa Romeo of Catastrophic. Wow, he's having a lot of trouble. They're going for another front wing change, so that's his race basically over. He's already 2 pit stops down on the leaders, getting lapped already, and I don't think he's going to be too happy with his performance today, if I'm being honest. Fallen Monkey's getting past Mats, who pitted. It looks like he's getting a front wing change because he was on those hard compound tires. I'm assuming that that front wing was really starting to bug him, really starting to affect his pace, because not sure why you would... actually, maybe he got a little bit tangled up with Fallen Monkeys, who is also missing a tiny bit of his wing. That would explain his pace. He's falling behind that Red Bull of Killing for Cash. But unfortunate... hey, sorry about that for him. It's that Catastrophic spinning out again. Yeah, Catastrophic, not sure what's happening today, but that setup that he has is absolutely not working for him. He's a minute and 7 seconds back on 17th place, and that, I believe, that gives him 2 laps down. No, he's a lap down, okay. But as he's going to the gravel again, where's our leader? Our leader's only, yeah, he's a lap and a half down, essentially, right now. What's our fastest lap here? It looks like Kieran, holder of the fastest lap of this race, at a 1:33, 1:37. Good pace for him. You want to make sure, Catastrophic, you're not getting into... Oh my goodness, Catastrophic with some more front wing damage. What's happening with him today? There's absolutely no luck going on here, as 3 front wing changes in the opening 7 laps of this track. He's normally a lot more pace, a lot cleaner than this. Not sure what's going on here. Maybe there's a bit of a faulty equipment, or that setup just isn't working. It is possible that, you know, you load up that wrong setup at the start of the race. It is parc fermé. You go out, you don't realize until you're halfway through your first qualifying lap, and then you don't do anything. You can't do anything for the rest of this race. I'm just gonna switch over back to party mode. I just realized I was still in game chat that whole time, so I'm hoping that didn't affect the stream too much. If it did, I do apologize. Just realized I was still in game chat that whole time, so I'm hoping... yeah, so I'm just gonna reload the stream here really quickly. So yeah, where are we at right now? Catastrophic in the pits again, serving a penalty, it seems. He must have made contact with somebody. Chris Gann still in the lead. He's making those soft tires last. Despite that head start, he had a 5-second gap at one point over second place. It's looking like, despite that head start, that's not helping him in this fight against Kieran, who's got strong pace all weekend long. So it's looking like the Renault of Spoon leaves and the Renault of Kieran enters. Looks like Tier 3 is the place to be if you're driving one of those yellow badged cars. We do have, looks like Kogut in the gravel here. Yeah, looks like he had a little bit of an adventure off track. Those tires are cooked, and he's struggling to get his car back facing the right way on the circuit. Let's hope he doesn't get into the way of anyone. Looks like our leaders, our leaders are coming up to him right now, so let's hope he's out of harm's way here. Yeah, it does look like he was able to let everyone by nicely. Look at how many positions he's lost. Yeah, he's still facing the wrong way. Well, that's why you get ghosting. Look at that, he's just being a little too aggressive on that pedal, and he's going into the grass. Not the kind of driving you want to see in your first league race. We're going to have to investigate that after the race. I mean, we do have Catastrophic, who seems to be hitting the wall a little bit often, but you cannot have this kind of driving on track right now. Oh my goodness, that's Mats, and Kogut's also DNF'd. Okay, so it looks like Kogut's did retire from the race. I'm just going to try to find what car is that. I think that's Muddock. It is. We're going to see what happened to that Mercedes of Max there. Looks like he lost control at the exit of turn 1, probably. And it did send him off track, didn't it? As the car just disappeared. We're not gonna know it did happen around here, so probably got rode up in that gravel there and made some contact with the wall. We are seeing our soft tire wear is pitting here as Kieran goes on to put the hard tires, and taking advantage of the end of the safety car here. So does UK Coxie. So they're making the best here of what's an otherwise unfortunate situation, a virtual safety car right at the end of their stint to kind of come in and affect their pit strategy a bit. But it's looking good so far for them. Looks like George JT is the fastest our closest battle on track right now. Actually, no, Terminal Deity about to make a move on Scar Logan, I believe. Get ready for it. Coming out of this straightaway. All he needs is a good exit, but I don't think he's going to get it. He went from about 0.1 second gap to 0.7 there in the space of a single corner. Killing for Cash, stopping for his mandatory pit stop. Catastrophic looks, he's going to get his promotion here, but not on merit because they've DNF'd. So, biggest movers so far. Looks like Kieran's lost 5 spots, Coxie has lost 4, but that's because of the pit stops. So not an actual representation of how the race is going right now. Jamer Mario and Damsey up 5 and 6 spots respectively. So good race for those guys so far. Let's get the interval going on. Let's get rid of this position change and let's enjoy the race. So what are we looking at here? Looks like George JT is going to be diving into the pits, get those soft tires changed near the end of the stint. So he made his last 10. That's a little bit longer than some of those front runners were running. But either he had a good setup or he just felt like he could go a little bit deeper into this race. But that does give him the option, it seems, to put mediums to go until the end. So while a lot of our guys here, we got some guys, look, Terminal Deity, Kieran, so 2 Renaults, the Red Bull of Killing for Cash, Damsey and Scar Logan, they're all on the hard tires. Scar Logan looking like he's in a little bit of trouble with some front wing damage on both sides. So Scar Logan got in an incident somewhere on track. Not sure where that happened. Catastrophic changing his wing again. At what point do you retire the car and just call it quits? That is as the Red Bulls going side by side. We saw them just dive right by the pits there into turn 1. Wow, excellent driving from those 2 drivers, keeping clean between the teammates, but aggressive driving. Very nice. I wish I could have gotten that on camera. We were looking at Scar Logan. He's going to go for a front wing change. And we're going to keep, let's look at these Red Bulls here. We haven't seen too much of them so far this race. They have been racing a little bit further at the back of the grid. That doesn't stop them from putting on a good show. As you can see, going side by side at the entry to turn 1. Looks like one of them did back out just in time. But now he's under attack from Damsey. He's going to lock up that that left front tire there. So I'm going to give Damsey a chance to attack. And going into the entrance to Spoon, is he going to try it like Sebastian Vettel did unsuccessfully against Max Verstappen? He is. Look at that, diving down the inside. And it's looking like Jay Mariah is going to have to go wide as he locks up that front left again. And Damsey's going to get the position. Not sure if Damsey forced him a little bit, but looking like it was all clean, all safe. Hard racing there between the 2 drivers. But no harm, no foul. I think that's the Deck, who's had a little bit of an off-track escapade here. He's made contact with that barrier. We can see he's left a little bit of his front wing behind. Unfortunate for the Deck. He was running really strong there in, I believe, P4 before the incident. He's going to rejoin safely, make sure that everyone passed him. Good racing there. Fallen Monkeys heading into the pits here. Don't think he had to change anything. Just going to put on... I think he did repair his front wing. He did. So he rode that damaged front wing all the way way to his pit window. Very smart driving from the Alfa Romeo drivers. We get another Terminal Deity this time. I don't know what's happening with these drivers, but they're having all sorts of trouble in the S's so far. Terminal Deity had a little bit of an escapade there. The deck, we've seen mats, Kogits, catastrophic, all sorts of troubles happening in the opening S's, the opening couple of turns here on the Suzuka circuit. Not sure if it's a setup thing. Not sure if maybe the track temperatures are a little bit colder than they were in whatever practice programs they were running. But it's looking like we're having quite a bit of spinning in that part of the track. So unfortunately for Terminal Deity there, Chris Can hopping into the pits. Actually, he's hopping out of the pits, and around him goes Kieran. Bold move there. Chris Can did very well to stay to the inside of that racetrack, but now he's under fire from his teammate Coxie. Coxie on some fresher tires. No, so 3 laps older, but Chris Can on those fresh tires are not going to be up to temperature yet. So if Coxie wants to make his move, he's going to have to do it now. And it's Chris Can is going to want to hold off his teammate here, hoping that they don't go racing, because then he's going to lose time to Kieran. And on that fresher and softer tire compound, he definitely should be able to put in the pace and catch up to that Renault, probably take a win here for Ferrari. But Chris Can, he is a reserve driver. Maybe he will UK Coxie call in team orders there at the end of this race. Gonna have to wait and see. We do have Damsey closing in on the tail of Killing for Cash here. A little bit earlier into our lap. Damsey trying to hug that inside line, conserve his battery. He's on 0 even though he's got almost a full battery, so we're gonna have to wait, see what he intends to do with that. Definitely gonna go on the attack soon, as Chris Can trying to follow very closely through 130 yard. Gonna get a good exit here as Kieran, struggling a little bit through that chicane, getting the rear end all loose, and that should give Chris Can a good opportunity as he's trying to follow into the split stream of MMI Kieran, getting close into the first turn, but not close enough. I'd say, he was just missing about a car length there to make a legitimate move. But now he's going to be forced to wait a whole other lap. We're getting close. Oh, actually, he might not be, as Kieran goes wide there, and it's giving Chris Can the chance to close up. That might actually come and bite him, as he's all up in the Renault's dirty air now. Pushing hard still. He's got an almost full battery, as Kieran is struggling to save up. So softer tire, more ERS. It's looking like an overtake is very likely. If we had that little overtake probability infograph here on our live stream, we'd definitely be seeing it in the high 80s, if not higher, as he's routing the hairpin chicane still very close to that Renault. His teammate following close behind, hoping to get some seconds after. Or maybe both positions if God forbid something happens during their fight here. He's looking, he's going to hop that into a higher engine mix, hopefully on this back straight. There you go, right into overtake. He's going to be following very, very close to Kieran. You don't want to make a move here into 130 yard, because it's very, very easy to give up track position for the chicane. He's going to go, there you go, right to the outside. He's going to think about it. No, he's going to think against it, and he's going to go for a turn 1 move instead, as he gets a good exit, looking like he's lost a little bit of time to Kieran, but he still has DRS, still has a lot of battery. Kieran's struggling to defend. He's already low on ERS. He's going to go down the inside of Tier 1, and both cars almost side by side through this first corner here. It looks like Kieran gave up and slotted in behind that Ferrari just in the nick of time. Doesn't want to risk anything. His tires are going to last a lot longer into this race. There's no point in fighting for this position right now if you can fight for it a little bit later when your opponent's got less grip. This opens the door for Coxie now to make an attack on that Renault as his teammate gets by. So incredible move there from the Ferrari, but he's just going to have to increase that gap. Oh, actually, I think there's been a mistake somewhere. It's Chris Can. Yeah, Chris Can gets some gravel. He gets passed by his teammate and that Renault. So all that work gone. Thankfully for him, it doesn't look like there's any front wing damage. I think he just miscalculated his braking zone and got a little bit into the gravel. He's going to have to put in that work once again. Unfortunate for him. After all that hard work, getting sent down just a couple positions, that can't feel good. That absolutely cannot feel good. big moment there from Terminal Deity, getting a little bit of curb on the exit. But just like I was saying earlier, you got to get a lot of curve here on the inside of both corners if you want to make the most of your run through there. Save a lot of time doing that. It's not too hard. It's a lot harder to spin out than it looks. You can really just launch the car through. There's one of my favorite set of corners on this calendar. A nice refreshing drink here. We're approaching, actually we are past the halfway mark of this Japanese Grand Prix. After this race, we are having our Tier 1 guys taking on Abu Dhabi. The Yas Marina circuit awaits us, just like our drivers in Tier 2. It's a tough track, a long circuit in Abu Dhabi, but there are some long straights, so look for some good overtaking opportunities. It doesn't always put the base races, the best shows on in real life, but I've always ever had some interesting league races here, and Terminal Deity is going to be going for the move here on the inside of Killing for Cash. Killing for Cash not able to fight back there as Terminal Deity gets an easy overtake done right before turn 1. Like, had a lot of time to rejoin that racing line, get the best possible exit through that corner, so not much of a fight here from Killing for Cash. I think he's mostly just trying to save his tires to go very, very deep into this race. These early pit stop guys, they pitted about lap 3 or 4 after some damage. Those tires I don't think are going to last until the end of this race. I'd be very surprised if they did. So look for these guys to be pushing very hard right now. Hopefully, get a big enough gap that the extra pit stop you have to do to get probably some softs at the end is offset by how hard you were driving, and obviously by your pace on the softs near the end of this race. And yeah, we got 12 laps to go here in Suzuka. Looks like everyone's just settling in, running their long runs right now. We're watching UK Coxie, but it's looking like Blinn Machine, who made those medium tires last. He is the man to beat right now. We're looking at that pit stop gap. I do believe the interval is about 21 to 23 seconds, more or less, on this circuit. The pit lane isn't that big. You do get started very, very quickly. So if he's able to put in that work and potentially just put softs on with about 8 or 9 laps to go, he's going to be looking like a solid favorite for this win here. Stunik as well. He does have quite a bit of a gap to Blinn Machine, but once he pits, he's still going to be coming out, I do want to say, around 6th and fighting for 6th. So it's gonna be a very good ending. Looks like a lot of strategies kind of converging into these final laps. Jammer Mario in the pits here. Looks like he had to serve a time penalty of some sort into the pit lane, getting his wing changed. Catastrophic retires from the session after a very tough race for him. I don't know how many pit stops he's had to do, but he's definitely not the best of times here in Suzuka. F5 pit stops already for Catastrophic. So unfortunate for him. Some of those races where nothing goes your way. It looks like so far we see a Stunik pit. Does that mean Blinn Machine's pitting as well? No. So Blinn Machine on a much better strategy, it seems, tire-wise, than Stunik, because Stunik pits for softs right away, so he's going to try to make those softs last 10 laps. Looks like Blinn Machine's going to say, I'm going to endure another another lap of suffering on these medium tires. Oh, it looks also we had a virtual safety car, so Stunik probably trying to take advantage of that, trying to save some time on that pit stop. And if so, yeah, look at that, he came out in front of George JT, so it saved a lot of time Stunik he did on that pit stop. He just got to hope that his soft tires do last until the end here. Chris Can definitely going to be able to last on to onto the last lap of this race with those mediums. I do want to say UK Coxie will be able to do that as well. That's only stretching them out to 18 laps, which we have seen some people almost do on those medium tires. Maybe we're going to see him pit for softs, depending on the gaps here near the end. But Blinn Machine looking very, very strong. But he pits now, so we're going to see where he comes out. compared to Kieran. Kieran's on the back straight right now, coming into 130R in that Renault. Is he going to be able to come out in front of Blend Machine? Blend Machine diving into his pit stall right now, getting the soft tires as predicted on. He's going to be exiting as it's looking like Kieran's coming around the final corner now. Blend Machine at the end of the pit lane. It's going to be close. He's going to be able to accelerate, but Kieran's going to be coming out. Oh yeah, look at that. He just barely made it in front, but he's going to have to get heat into those tires quickly because Kieran's going to be on his rear diffuser in a lot less time than he expects. UK Coxie hoping that those two guys ahead can put up a bit of a fight, give him a chance to catch up, possibly make an overtake here if they slow each other down enough. And then the Ferrari of Chriscan probably hoping the same thing. Maybe they can put a double Ferrari podium here. There's a little bit of contact. And it's looking, oh no, Kieran had a spin here. So another spin coming out of those S's here. Man, this is a very slippery track. No damage for Kieran. But just as I was saying that, look at that. The Ferraris is looking likely to make a double podium here. If they can catch up to Blend Machine as his tires get a little bit toastier in those final laps. Astunik is going to be hoping that those soft tires can carry him onto the back of Chris Can. Probably put his Mercedes into the podium places for his first podium of the season. I don't believe he has had a podium yet in ISRL. So very interesting as he's getting past the lapped car of Jamer Mario, who's ghosting there. Thanks to a new update F1 introduced a little bit recently. And we're going to see that gap fall. You already see that gap fall. He's already down to 4.6. I believe he was about 5.4 seconds at the start of this lap. So about a second faster than Chriscan here, who's catching up to his teammate, as a matter of fact. Alex Jet getting a penalty, or a warning, yeah, in the McLaren 13th here. Not looking like there's too many battles. George JT getting a little bit of grass there on the exit, probably pushing that car just a little bit too much. Fallen Monkeys, he's going to be wanting to close that gap to Killing for Cash, get a couple more points for Alfa Romeo, especially after that rough race last week. Just unfortunate here in Monaco. Had a couple of victim of circumstance here with a car, spinning in front of him and being such a short, tight racetrack. You never really had anywhere to go. And then lost a lot more time when he accidentally double stacked his teammate at both of them. Had some wing damage on the same lap. So I'm sure he's going to take those points if he can get them. He's going to be pitting. No, he's not going to be pitting, but rather, Terminal Deity is going to be pitting, giving him that 9th spot. And you can see him already getting closer to Killing for Cash in that Red Bull, who's on a little bit of a older set of tires on the hard, so less grip for him. You can see that Alfa Romeo closing in already as they're going through the S's. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a battle here near the end as no, Muddock's gonna jump into the pits. Is Alex chasing Scar Logan? He is, but no chance for a move there. Let's hop over back onto Fallen Monkeys. We do have yellow flag in Sector 3. I think that was just Jamor Mario getting out of the way. Very nicely done there from the back marker. Fallen Monkeys chasing down Killing for Cash. Both of them, lots of ERS remaining. I don't think any of them is pushing too hard. He's just biding his time, hopefully getting into DRS, and then he's going to start pushing. He's got a lot of laps to do it. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to cook your tires doing it too early. And I think he's pretty content here, just staying right out of his... well, I'm sure he'd be happier in the DRS range, but I don't think he's too concerned about getting close too quickly. He's not going to be catching up to Damsey unless Damsey pits, which is looking likely. I don't think the hard tires last 25 laps. I'd be surprised if they did. So it's looking like Killing for Cash and Fallen Monkeys, they're going to be fighting for 7th position here in a matter of a few laps. And maybe do you think UK Coxie is going to pit? I could see UK Coxie pitting as well near the end here, just putting on some fresh tires. Oh, Killing for Cash is out of the session. Let's see what happened. They were going to ride on board with, and that's another one in the S's. He got a little bit loose. I don't think Fallen Monkeys was anywhere close to him. And he's going to be, yeah, look at that, parked on the inside there. Looks like the car is spun around. Fallen Monkeys gets the free position to get a virtual safety car here. And killing for cash. Oh, man, what happened there? Let's see if we can get him into the party here. Yeah, sorry for the screen interrupting briefly, as I'm just going to send him a quick invite. See if maybe we can get some perspective on what happened there. He was running a very good race. But, yeah, it looks like he got a little bit loose in there. Chriscan, oh, Chriscan, this is interesting. So, I was not expecting Chriscan to pit for softs here, but it's looking like he will. And I don't know what this means about UK Coxie's tires, because his tires were a lot older than Chriscan's before this pit stop. So maybe those medium tires aren't lasting nearly as long as I thought they would. We're looking at probably 12 to 13, maybe 14 laps from a lot of these drivers. So UK Coxie might have to pit here before the end of this race. And if he does, Blind Machine is going to be taking a solid win. He's already got a nice gap there to first place. Whew, gotta get my refreshments in. There hasn't been a lot of battles on track so far this race, but it does not mean this has been a bad weekend at all. A lot of strategy calls, lots of strategies coming in together, coming closer to the end of this race here. So we're gonna have to see if what this changes in terms of the standings. I don't have the live standings in front of me, unfortunately. But Chriscan, that's a risky call, I do have to say. I'm not sure why he would pit that early on this medium tire set. Maybe he had a little bit of front wing damage that we missed from earlier. He did have a little bit of a trip through the gravel there, but I don't think that would have affected him this late into the race. This was quite a few laps ago. So, interesting call. He will have a lot of pace. He should be able to catch up to, at the very least, the Renault of Kieran. We do have a yellow flag in Sector 3. Trying to look on my mini-map. I don't see anything. So it looks like someone just probably went through the gravel a little bit. Look how quick Chriscan is closing in on that racing point. Looks like Georgie T is going to have some defending to do very soon, and he doesn't have a lot of battery. Look, he's going to have to save up his battery right now as Chriscan's already closing the door, maybe looking for even to make a move into that hairpin there, depending on how good of an exit he gets here. And he's close enough to go for it. No, he's not. He's not. Good call there from Chriscan. Thinking better of it as George JT gets a lovely, very late break there, but he's going to go a little bit wide here. Looks like he's struggling on those tires. Damsey on 20 lap old hards. I'm sure he's struggling as well right behind this duo here. Fallen Monkeys hoping to close that gap if Damsey pits. It looks like he will, actually. If Damsey pits, yeah, Fallen Monkeys will be taking 8th spot. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on him. Chriscan trying to close up to George JT here through 130. Not close enough to try anything there, but he's going to be looking to do into the chicane again. Thinks better of it, so not a lot of straight line speed from Chriscan, but George JT gets a bad run through that chicane. That's going to let Chriscan close up here. He's going to get the DRS. He should be side by side here way before turn 1, but looks like George JT is going to try to fight back. We're going to see if, no, he's going to think better of it, not going to try to stick it around the outside. Very good thinking there from George JT as Chriscan takes 5th place. So solid result here if he can maintain this position for the Ferrari, as Stunek on the podium right now. And he's going to try to catch up to Coxie, who's on old tires, who without a doubt are dying right now. I'd love to see his tire data here if his teammates setup is anything to go by. Those tires are nice and cooked. Damsey not pitting yet, so he's going through the S's. You can definitely see him taking his time, but that's one thing Damsey is good. Oh, as I say that, he gets a little bit of grass, so definitely starting to lose some grip there. We can see the wear on those tires. I was going to say Damsey is good as making those tires last. I've rarely seen him make more pit stops than he has to, so definitely a good long pace driver. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but I'm sure you understand the point I'm trying to say. which is what matters. But yeah, Dempsey, if he does go to the end of this race, at this point, you might as well. You're going to lose a lot of time here if you pit. It's going to be looking to bring back a good result for the Haas team. Stunek inching ever so slightly to Coxey. We can actually see him there on that same screen. So they're looking like a strong duo so far here, the Ferraris. Yeah, look at that. Coxey starting to pull away just a little bit there. So not sure if, yeah, look how hard he's pushing there, sliding around that corner, using his ERS as much as he can. He's going to have to save up if he wants to mount a realistic challenge in these closing laps. But I think he might just get close enough here at the end. Other than that, it's looking like only George JT may have a shot at Chris Can. But with Chris Can actually pulling away from George JT, looks like our battles are going to be focused here at the front. So Terminal Deity was looking very strong earlier this race. Not sure what happened. He gets a little bit loose there. He did spin in the S's. But I didn't think it was going to cost him that much. As Stunek, look at that, already 1.8, so he's cut down about 0.5 seconds from UK Coxey this lap, and he's got about 3, yeah, because Blaine has crossed that start-finish line. 3 laps to set a challenge and try to make a move. If I had to guess, I think he's going to be attacking right at the end of this race on that last lap. Losing a little bit of time here in turn 1. Catastrophic leaving the session. I did not realize he was still watching us. I should have invited him for a quick little interview here. Maybe not rubbing in too much either, you know. It has been a hard weekend for that Alfa Romeo. So getting close to the end of this race, this is pretty much our only opportunity for some action right now. As Stunek bearing down the back of the Ferrari of UK Coxey in second, trying hard to catch up to UK Coxey. 1.4 seconds, 1.6, so it's looking like he's losing a little bit of time in the acceleration zones. Probably just struggling a little bit more to put that power down. I'd be very surprised to see him actually catch up here at this point. It's looking like UK Coxey just has that little bit much more pace on him, and provided a mistake or save for a mistake, I don't think we're going to see anything change between now and the end of the race. Of course, we do have to consider penalties. It is possible UK Coxey has taken a couple more than Stunek. But actually, he's closing it to within 1 second. Oh, so UK Coxey, actually, he's struggling a little bit right here. Almost within DRS range. If he can stay this close here, probably put the power up on that engine, because if he can stay this close here into the start finish, he's gonna get DRS. There's only one zone of DRS here on this circuit, but 130R, or that run up to 130R rather, can definitely give you some great opportunities for getting a split stream. If you're close enough, he's gonna try to be close enough. He needs to get a very good line through Spoon here if he wants to be within that 1 second mark of the Ferrari ahead of him. Coxey coming under fire here. But he does have a little bit more ERS, so if Coxey is smart, yeah, he's going to put it into a hot lap here. So that basically is going to take away Stunek's chance of getting DRS this race. If he's going to do it now, it's going to be through a mistake, because he's not going to be close enough from Coxey to catch up there. Do have a yellow flag in sector 3. That's looking like a blue. It should be a blue flag here, just one of the back markers. Coxey on the old medium tires. Stunek's tires must be getting old at this point too. 10 lap old softs. That's what we saw everyone doing near the start of this race before they pitted. So, yeah, look at that gap dropping already down to 1.5. We do have a yellow flag in Sector 1. Is that anything to get worried about? No, that's just some blue flags. Well, letting cars by under blue flag, you do want to slow down and pull over to the side of that track when safe to do so. Stunek looks like he's gonna come home. Oh, actually, I think Mr. Kirian actually had a bit of a moment there when he has lost a lot of time to Stunek. So Stunek, I was gonna say he was gonna be under pressure from Kirian to maybe lose that spot to penalties, but looking like he's gonna be safe now unless he has a lot of them. I haven't seen him get too dirty, get too wide on the racetrack here. But Coxey, yeah, Coxey's definitely gonna have enough battery to fend off Stunek till the end. So it's looking like Blin Machine coming across the line to win his first ISRL Grand Prix here in that McLaren. One of our brand new drivers. Good inaugural win for him in ISRL. Very nice race. Dominating out front. UK Coxey comes home in second, and Stunek in third, closing in a bit of that gap. Not sure if it was due to penalties or pace there at the end. Got within a second. Kieran coming across in fourth place, and Chris Can is going to be coming across in fifth. But Chris Can's got a lot of penalties. Is George AT going to be able to pass him? I don't think he will. We do have Muddock getting a lot of penalties here, and I think he's going to lose a couple spots to the guys behind him. Damsey is going to be coming across the line in seventh place after excellent stint on those hard tires from him. Look at that, 25 laps. Very, very good work from Damsey. That was an excellent drive. Let's check out as the last cars are finishing. We're fastest laps. That looks like Blin with a 1:31.4 on the fastest lap, and Damsey 11 places gained on this excellent hard tire strategy. Made those guys last right up until the end. Goes from 18th, dead last, to 7th place. Excellent race from Damsey. Blin in the McLaren wins here in Suzuka. We do have a very split podium as Stunek comes home in third, and to bring his first podium for McLaren. For Mercedes rather, and the Englishman UK Coxey in second place. In second place in the Ferrari, brings some good points. Should extend his lead at the top of this championship table. Canadian on the top step of the podium is it for the first time in ISRL history? I'm not sure. I do want to say it is. I can't think of any other Canadians who have won a race here. So the hometown crowd surely is pleased over here. ISRL is a Canadian league. So happy to see that from Blin Machine. Excellent drive from him. Stunek, Kirian, Chris Can, George JT, Damsey, Fallen Monkeys, Terminal Deity, and the Deck 91 finish off our top 10. Alex, Jamer Mario, ISRL, Scar Logan, Muddick, Killing for Cash, Catastrophic, Mats, and Kogut AZ finish out our grid. Excellent race. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Tier 1 is live very, very soon. What time is it right now? Let's check. It's 3:20, so in 40 minutes from now, ISRL is going to be back on track in Abu Dhabi. Yes, Marina, for the Tier 1 round 8 out of 15, I believe. We'll see you guys then. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are just a few subscribers away from being able to have a cool actual like ISRL Esports URL instead of some random numbers and letters, which would look a lot nicer when linking to your friends. And make sure to like the video. It's always helpful. Make sure to like the live stream and like us on Facebook if you want to stay up to date with all things ISRL. I'm ISRL Knight. I would like to thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys in just over 30 minutes for the Tier 1 Abu Dhabi Yas Marina Grand Prix. Thank you guys for tuning in.